my rookie year, we're playing, and like B-Roy used to let me like talk shit to everybody. Like I was like a unchained dog. Like as soon as he telling me where to go, I'm at everybody's neck. I don't give a fuck who it was. And so like I'm just hyped like that. So we're playing the Lakers, and like B-Roy did some shit, got an N1 or hit a jumper on Kobe or something. I was like, bust his fucking ass, B-Roy, let's fucking go. And like we go down like a play or two, timeout happens or a free throw or some shit. B-Roy put me to I was like, hey, young fella, you better shut the fuck up. Like, relax. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, Jeff, I'll let you go at anybody in the league. Anybody. You know that. Just leave Kobe alone. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm the one that got to guard him. And he ain't about to go and drop 80 on me. He ain't about to, I ain't got to deal with that shit, Jeff. So just out of everybody in the league, Jeff, the only one I'm going to tell you, leave Kobe alone. I'm like, all right. You always telling me to back off Kobe. I'm going to back off.
Jeff, welcome to the podcast, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed and highly favored. Woke up.
Love it. Yeah, just another day on this planet Earth. Hey, every day is a good day when you wake up, right? When you're above ground. So,
amen.
Yeah, Jeff, I ask all my guests this to start off. If someone has just clicked on this video and they don't know who you are, or maybe they recognize the name, maybe they're a true ball knower and they know you from your time in the NBA. Why do you think they should stick around and listen to what you have to say?
Oh man, that's a good question. I think people should stick around, man, just to hear the different perspective. I got drafted into the league, pretty much made it to the playoffs every year I was there. Like, things were great. Won a championship with the Spurs at 14, but then, the NBA didn't stay my dream. I didn't stay in the league. I had to go overseas. I did the D League or the G League now, to try and get back. And then just playing all over the world at some high level places, in Europe, like Euro League teams to, almost like some backwater, some back alley deals type of places. So, I played basketball all over the world, man, and seen it from the highest level to like to the lowest. And, being able to experience that has given me a pretty cool perspective on not only basketball, but life in general. So, I hope whatever story you hear from this, I just think it'd be entertaining to hear.
So I was, I obviously had heard your name before, and I remember watching you on the Spurs because when I think this was back in like 10th grade or something. I was in high school. And when I tell you that I used to hate the Heat, like I was the most anti-Heat, like, fuck LeBron, fuck him for going to Miami, D-Wade, Chris Bosh, the big three, all this. What's funny is now I have a bunch of friends from Miami, and they're obviously all Heat fans. So now we go back and forth and we argue, and it's fun. But I used to love the Spurs. I like whenever you guys played them in the finals, I was like, go Spurs, go all the way. And so I remember you from your time with the Spurs and even with the Blazers with Brandon Roy and all those guys and LA. And I went back through your resume because I was like, oh, let me remind myself of where else Jeff played. Dude, I mean, you mentioned that you made the playoffs every year, but I think that's underselling it because not only did you make the playoffs every year, you were arguably on a contender every single year that you played in the NBA. So maybe let's just start there. Like, how is that just pure luck, man? Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's I think that might be seen as God's favor on me, man. Like I got blessed to be in very successful situations with very successful teams and franchises. So I think that's just how it's gone down. I got to pick some of the teams I went to, but God presented them to me in the first place. So I can't take too much credit for it, my man.
Yeah. So you go to Portland, 09, 2010, first year in the league, right? You're with the Blazers. Like, what are you expecting out of the NBA? You've now made it. I'm sure as a kid, you were like, oh, I want to make it to the NBA, or maybe you didn't. So maybe we'll start there. Just like, was that a childhood dream fulfilled, or like what emotions are you experiencing as you realize that you're about to play for the Blazers?
Honestly, the high of like the recognition of the moment was probably draft night. But one first game, I remember home game getting ready to run out the tunnel and everything, and the typical rookie trick. You get all hyped up and run out, and you're the only one running out there. Everybody else is standing in the tunnel looking at you, laughing at you, while you're the only person on the floor for warm-ups. But honestly, to me, I didn't have like any extra anxiety or anything on the moment. It was just basketball. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go hoop. Like, it doesn't matter how big the stadium or the arenas are, or how many people are there or not. Like, it's irrelevant, right? It's still basketball. And if I'm here with all these other people that I recognize and, from growing up or, watching on TV or other people that I played with and got drafted alongside, like, I'm in the same world as they are now. So, and I'm not outside looking in anymore. Like, we might not be equals, but we're so much closer. I'm part of y'all now. So what's up? Like, I got something to prove. I'm not some punk kid from Arizona State. Y'all gonna know who I am. And just kind of went off from there.
So you said you had no anxiety or maybe a little anxiety before your first game. Like, it seems like from you retelling that story, you were just able to kind of stay in the present moment and to your point, just be like, hey, this is basketball. I've done this 1,000 times before. Is that something that you learned, or is that just something that you felt in that very moment? Like, how do you explain that?
I think it's like a mix of both. So, I've put the work in. So, you trust the process of all the practice and the reps you've put in. You don't put any more on it other than it's basketball. I don't need to complicate it. I'm not a brain surgeon or, anything extra. I'm a basketball player. So I didn't have to make it anything crazy. And the other benefit was I didn't start the season. Like, I was injured at the beginning of the season. So I got to go through and watch like my other rookies like Patty Mills and Dante Cunningham ball out and get the feel for it. I'm in practice. So I'm getting practice reps. I'm working out, playing with Gregg, Oden and LaMarcus and learning all these things from Marcus Camby and Juwan Howard. So, even though it wasn't like that first game, I was probably super nervous, like summer league. Like, as a rookie, I was like, all right, first time playing. I'm on TV, like, holy smokes. Like, once we got to season and I got like my vets around me, it made it way more easy to where it's like you put the work in, don't sweat it. My workout coach that was taking me to pregame workouts all the time was Coach Monty Williams. So funny, crazy stories too. He was a Spur, so he started teaching me the Spur way. As a youngin, and just got to put your work in. Your time is gonna come. Like, don't worry about it. Just work and be ready. Like, whatever you understand, be ready as, because you never done it before. It's just go out, work hard, have fun, don't put too much pressure on it. It's still hoop at the end of the day, but as long as you take it seriously and respect it, you're gonna have a good outcome.
I got two follow-up questions. The first one, you talk about doing the work, putting the work in and staying ready and your time will come. And I've heard that advice when it comes to basketball, when it comes to entrepreneurship, like really anything. It's like, keep your head down, keep working. You're gonna have this window of opportunity, and then all of that work is gonna pay off because you're gonna take advantage of that opportunity, and everything's gonna be great. I will say though, like, it is sometimes frustrating putting in all the work, practicing hard in your case, doing all the right things, and then just like not seeing that opportunity come through. So how do you stay motivated during that time where you are practicing hard, you are doing all the right things, but it's like, damn, like I'm still not, I'm not getting the playing time, I'm not cracking the
Mhm.
starting rotation. Like, how do you stay motivated during that period?
My girl says this all the time. Like, you got to be where your 2 feet are. And so, like, I understood I was a rookie. Come into an understanding that rookies aren't going to play a bunch of minutes, especially, I'm not a lottery pick. So, I just don't want to go to the D League. I want to play. I don't want to wear my suit, all the time. Like, even if I just put my jersey on, I'm sitting on the end of the bench. Like, cool. Like, I'm in the NBA. Like, I'm sitting courtside to elite basketball every day. Like, I just had an attitude of gratitude, man. We had a really good chaplain named Al Egg with the Blazers, and he just, like, how his attitude and mindset was, man, it was just infectious. Like, I didn't have to freak out about that stuff. I was surrounded by some good people that kept me grounded and kept me with an attitude of appreciation. Like, Jeff, you're in the NBA. Like, you're a kid from the suburbs of Southern California, man. Like, who would have thought, the kid from Etowanda is playing in the NBA? Like, I'm looking around my teammates with Brandon Roy, Greg Oden, LA, like Martell Webster, and I'm like, holy smokes, like Nate McMillan is my coach. Like, yo, this is sick. Like, who we playing today? Oh, we're playing the Mavericks. You got Dirk Nowitzki. I'm like, what? Who we playing tomorrow? Like, oh, you guys got the Spurs. You got to play Dirk and then Tim Duncan the next day. I'm like, oh, what? Whoa. It is just, and then you just get caught up in it, man. It's like this whirlwind of fun. high level basketball.
The 2009-2010 Portland Trail Blazers, to me at least, it's one of the biggest what ifs in NBA history. And I say that because you have Brandon Roy, and if you're a ball knower, you realize how incredible Brandon Roy was before he
Hmm.
got injured. If you don't know who Brandon Roy is, I highly suggest go on YouTube, type in Brandon Roy highlights, and you will quickly find out why everyone that you talk to, everyone who's played with him, everyone who studies the game marvels at how he played basketball and how incredibly talented he was. You got LaMarcus Aldridge. We mentioned him a couple times. He was like my fantasy go-to. I used to play fantasy basketball
Oh
in high school,
yeah.
and I was like, I forget, he was probably like a third or fourth round pick, and it's like, all right, I just need production. I need steady production from someone. LA, I know is going to get me like 20-9, 20-10 every single night on the dot, no questions asked. Like just pencil it in. Like I'm not going to worry about
Yep.
LA. And then you have Greg Oden, who, listen, I've talked about Greg just with on my Instagram reels and even on this podcast. The craziest stat about Greg Oden is at when he was in college, he hurt his right wrist. Obviously,
Hmm.
he shot 63% from the free throw line with his left hand.
Yep.
Like 63% from the line. Listen, it's not the greatest. It's also not the worst. Like, it's still decently respectable, but he did that with his left hand. Like he trained himself to shoot free throws with his left hand and still shot at 63%. So goes without saying, you have all this talent. Patty Mills, rookie, right? Tell me about that team, man. What was special about the 09-10 Portland Trail Blazers?
Man, we had like that perfect mix of like youth energy, like Dante, me, Patty, like even like the bigger players, like LaMarcus is still a younger player. Travis Outlaw, young dude. Martell coming off of injuries, young dude though. Brandon is leading the charge, one of the hottest young players in the whole league, definitely in the Western Conference. You know what I mean? They're talking Brandon Roy, Kobe's like going at it, like most dominant guards in the West. B Roy and Kobe were in discussions, and it was just safe to be around those type of guys, and then have the vets like Andre Miller, Steve Blake, Joe Prisbilla, Juwan Howard, Marcus Camby. So we have like these guys that have seen a lot, played against high level players, been around all over the place, came and been like real vets, like what you need. And it was just like a good mix, man. Like we all play hard, we all got each other hyped before the games. Like not everybody like hung out. It wasn't like the Spurs where, we're all like a real family, but there was no quarrels in practice. We all got along great. Like everybody was so cool. It was just fun to be around. Like it was a fun team. Like we loved competing. We loved still kind of being the underdogs, even though, we're one of the top teams in the West. Like we had a 50-win season my rookie year. It was crazy. But it's like, nah, man, this is what you need to try and get into the playoffs. Like, this is it. Like, now let's go. You got to deal with the Spurs. You got to deal with Kobe and the Lakers. You got to deal with the Timberwolves. You got to deal with the Rockets. You got to deal with all these cold teams. Nobody was talking about the Clippers yet. But, all the other teams, the Jazz were cold. The Golden State Warriors were cold. Steph's rookie year, like they just came off with Baron Davis and that whole beef with LA. Sacramento, he was just coming off of being cold. So that late 2000s era of basketball was crazy, man.
Hey man, you don't have to glaze my king. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. Listen, we suck, man. I get it. We don't talk about the Kings, so we'll skip over the Kings. Early 2000s though, early 2000 Kings were cold. You are right about that.
Yes.
We were nasty, and we got cheated out of an NBA title. I will forever believe that series against the Lakers, that was for sure rigged. I was pulling it up because I wanted to see. There was one year, maybe there's a couple in the West. I'm honestly forgetting, where the 8th seed had 50 wins. And I was trying to see if it was that 09-2010 year. Because I remember there was a year, where just like the general standings here. I'm trying to do this real time. So, but I remember there was one year you had like AI, right? And Melo with the Nuggets. So like
Yep.
they were good. Like you're right. Let me see. Is this the year? Yeah, man, this is the year 2009-2010. Yeah, I was right. Damn. Yeah, the Thunder were the 8th seed, and they went 50-32. So you guys were in a 3-way tie with the Spurs and the Thunder for basically 6 through 8, and you all had 50 wins.
Crazy stuff, right? That's what I'm saying, how competitive it is. People talk about it now, like 50 wins is a milestone. Coaches would get hyped over 50 wins, you know, and
Mm.
that's the bare minimum to get into the playoffs. It was crazy.
What made Brandon Roy special? Like, what did you see from him in practice? Just the way that he carried himself, like anything that stood out to you from Brandon?
It's just how he carried himself, man. Like, he's a real humble dude. He didn't come off like super arrogant and really cocky like you would expect like a NBA superstar to be. And, you know, he was really involved with the team. Like, he knew it kind of went through him, but it wasn't ever like, I'm Batman, you're Robin. It's like, we're the Blazers. And that's all that mattered. You know, all he cared about was winning. You know, he knew he had to go out and compete. He knew he was the dude. He knew he had to guard the dude. You know what I mean? So, but he was ready for it, and he knew he had the supporting cast to help him out. You know, Gregg stayed healthy. Like, you know, that's us being tied in eighth place without Greg Oden for most of the season. You know what I mean? And at the time, Greg was probably going to be the most dominant basketball player since Shaq, like prime Shaq. It was Greg would have changed the whole landscape of the NBA if he wouldn't have got it, if he would have been healthy.
You really believe that?
100%, bro. The stuff I seen in person, it was crazy. Like, dude, 7 foot something, long arms, like dunking everything. Plus, he's got skill. He could hook shots, you little floaters. He's blocking everything on defense. You know what I mean? Like how everybody was looking at like young Embiid. Like Greg was doing that times a whole nother level, bro. Like as a rookie, he was dominating. Like you mentioned in college, freshman of the year, almost player of the year with one hand. Like, what are you talking about? It's like silly stuff.
I was having this debate with my friends. So I look at someone like Greg Oden, like a lot of like the big guys from like the 2000s, and obviously a lot of skilled guys. But like now, like if you're a big guy and you can't shoot, like you're just not as valuable on the court. You're borderline unplayable at this point. Like if you can't at least shoot like a mid range jumper consistently, like what are we doing?
Yeah.
I wonder with those guys like Greg Oden, right? Like if he would have played in this era, I mean, I'm assuming he would just develop a 3-point shot because these guys had the skill to do it. It just seemed like the market, or the play style at the time just wasn't demanding that they add that to their skill set. Is that how you see it?
No, I think like players like Greg, that's what I mean. Like he would change the landscape of the league. Like you would have had to give him the ball. He didn't need to shoot threes. He would have been the most dominant player as is. Like Giannis is barely shooting threes. He ain't changing his game. He's still downhill, and I'm at your neck, and he's averaging, they near 30 for like years. Like, he has the three, but it ain't like, all right, I need to shoot all threes now because that's where the league is at. He's like, man, I'll shoot if I'm open, but I know what I'm good at, and I'm going to do it. Like, Luis Scola didn't have to get a left hand. My man stayed with a right hand only and terrorized the NBA as like a pretty much undersized center. You know what I mean? So, no, I don't think Gregg would have had to start shooting threes, man. I think they would have got better 3-point shooters around him just because he would have took so much attention, man. Like, you have to guard him, bro, or else he's going to get 50 all dunks. And he could shoot free throws. Like, he could shoot a little mid range. But what are you going to do? And he's Windexing everything in the paint. Like, you can't he's a monster. You have people would have to figure out ways to like neutralize Greg, get him in foul trouble, and then what happened? Like right after he was a big, they did that straight up rule. Like you imagine Greg Oden with the straight up verticality rule. Like there's nobody would have scored on him. I watched Roy Hibbert be defensive player of the year. All he's doing is straight ups. Defensive player of the year, Greg Oden would have been no problem. Defensive player of the year and MVP candidate. That's how dominant Gio would have been.
What was I'm assuming you talked to him or you got to know him a little bit while you were on the Blazers with him. Like how did you feel he was handling everything that he was going through with the injuries and all of that stuff?
Man, I just saw Gio like a month ago, but I think he handled it the best way he could. Like we're all kids, at the time, we're 20 some years old and trying to deal with these real life problems. And I can only imagine what that type of pressure is like. Since you're drafted, everybody's on you. And you got this whole Blazer curse, Sam Bowie stuff. Like now everybody's trying to tag you as the worst draft pick ever. Like, man, I couldn't imagine dealing with that stuff at like 20 years old, 22. It's like, period. I couldn't imagine dealing with it now. And you see how crazy media is now. Imagine back then he was the center of like American basketball, NBA basketball for so long. I think he handled the best he could, man. He didn't stop playing because he like he because he wanted to. Like his body could keep up. It's not like he chose to have a bad body. You know what I mean? Like the dude is a giant. I think there have been some other places, like some other things and other ways that he could have, not he, but that things could have been handled better with like his treatments and taking care of his body. Like some of the stuff he might have been doing and the way his rehab was then, I'm guaranteed there's no way that type of stuff is going down now. Like especially with load management, players taking more ownership of their bodies and resting, and they're being super conscious of the longevity. There's no way. Like if Gregg was a big man right now, like I think it would be a totally different scenario with his health and everything.
You're just talking from the perspective of like, I guess, yeah, having more ownership over your body. Like I unpack that a little bit. Like what do you mean by it?
Like so, like guys think look at like Kawhi and guys that was like held out from playing because they're not ready yet. Instead of, all right, I'll play. The doctor is saying I'm clear. Let me just go, even though something might not feel right. I got somebody telling me it's okay, and then some guys go out and it's fine, but some guys, man, you get hurt, bro, and then you're out even longer. And now what? Some people are so focused on the now and the winning and the go. This is our only window that players get pressured into doing stuff. Or you want to make sure your contract is good. You're trying to play for another season or, whatever your motivations are. But now guys are a little more conscious of like, nah, my body needs to be looked at. Like, you're not the only opinion I trust. Like, let me find another expert. Like, there's so much more information available to players now that they don't always just have to believe one source and what they're telling them, because the source might not always have your best benefit in mind. A lot of these teams and organizations are after their own pockets and, own notoriety and fame.
I was reminded of there's that story. I actually recently found out about this. Story with Michael Jordan. His second year, he hurts his ankle and he wanted to go back in. He wanted to keep playing classic Michael Jordan. And basically doctors were telling him like, hey, you should sit out a little bit longer, like you're gonna re-injure it, whatever. And so he goes to Jerry Krause and he's like, hey, I want to play. And Jerry Krause basically told him, like, you are the property of the Chicago Bulls and you are not going to go play. And I remember reading that and being like, holy shit. Like that's kind of a wild thing to say. I mean, at the time, second year in the league, right? Like Jordan wasn't what he ended up becoming, but still like saying that to any player, I feel like it's kind of
Yeah.
just a wild statement. So it kind of reminded me when you were talking about teams maybe not always. I guess in that case, the Bulls actually did have Jordan's best interest in mind, but in many cases, like there is a little bit of like NBA politics, and at the end of the day, it's a business. And like, did you feel a lot of that when you were playing, like the whole business side of it, and teams kind of looking out for themselves in some instances?
Yeah. Like not in the detriment, like to the detriment of my own health, but like I understood the business of it quick. Like my second year, I got hurt, tore my ACL in the preseason. Um, I played really good my rookie year. I'm thinking I'm about to be backing up LaMarcus, like, respectfully, Jawan and Mark and Cam, a little older. Like they carried the way they needed to, but Billa was hurt again. I think he broke his knee again. Gregg was hurt again. So like those guys were having to carry us. So I'm like, perfect, man. Like I'll be our backup big man. Like, dope. Tore my ACL. Um, Waited like a month for surgery. And I remember the phone call. I'm in Chicago fresh out like a week after surgery, getting ready to head back to Portland, ready to kill rehab, come back. And it's like, hey, the GM wants to meet with you when you get home. My agent called me. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I think they're going to let you go. I'm like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, no way. Like, I love Portland. Like, they love me. Like, no way. This was destiny. Like, my best pre-draft workout was Portland. Like, I loved it. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Man, the next day I go meet Rich Cho. Man, I was hot. He's like, yeah, Jeff, like, we're gonna have to let you go. I'm like, fuck. Like, and he explained it to me. He's like, Jeff, like, you're the lowest paid player on our team. Like, you got a second year minimum deal. Joel is hurt, Gregg is hurt. We need bodies. Like, it's not personal, but like this is just how it goes. I'm like, I can't be mad at that. Like, damn. But I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bitter in my heart for a little bit. It hurt because like I got to still be around for a little bit. I got to hang around the team. I'm still coming to the practice gym, like hang out with everybody. And then it's like a month or so later. Now I'm going to the gym and I got to put my thumb like on the keypad to get in, and it didn't work. I'm like, man, what the hell is going on? I, clean my thumb, clean the machine a little bit. Like, all right, maybe it's just a rainy day. It's not working. Beep, beep, beep. No. Man, I go to the front office and like to the front entrance. I mean, what is going on? Man, head security dude came up to me. He's like, sorry, Jeff, like they asked us to take you out the security thing and your clearance is gone. I said, oh man, y'all ain't shit. Like, all right, cool. All right. So I it motivated me crazy, man. I started working hard, hella hard. Like came back from my surgery. We had the lockout that next season anyway, so I had extra time to get right. And man, I'll never forget I signed to the Pacers. I wanted as soon as I saw the Blazers, I wanted to cook their ass. Like I ain't even gonna front. I see LA, I'm like, I love you, bro. Like big bro, for real. Appreciate you. But man, y'all getting this game, I'm gonna bust y'all ass. Like I'm gonna be fucked up, bro. But it all worked out pretty cool, man. Like Indy was so dope. That was such a fun experience. So, but yeah, I learned quick how the business side of the NBA. No matter how much somebody say they like you, it's all about winning and the money. So, you could be a fan favorite, but if the budget don't, there ain't a budget for a fan favorite, man. They'll let you go.
You mentioned LA, and I've talked to a couple quarterbacks on the pod, and I always ask them like, what separates like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, any of the top guys in the league from everyone else? Because it's always so fascinating to me. I'm like, dude, there's clearly this like group of 5 guys in the NFL who are just clearly better than everyone else. Like why? Like, yeah, you could say like like Lamar Jackson is an athletic freak. Josh Allen too. Like you could say athleticism, but to me, I feel like there's more to it. So like I'd ask these quarterbacks and they'd say consistency. The fact that they take the 3-yard check down, the fact that, they're not always looking for the big play. It's, can you just get the ball consistently down the field and just do that over and over again? And I'm reminded of LA when, we were joking around in the beginning and drafting him in fantasy and 20 and 10 every game. He, to me, was so great because he was so damn consistent. It's like you knew every night what you were going to get out of him. What is that? How do you describe his consistency?
I mean, it's just like how his game fit the league, man. Like he was, I think, ahead of his time as one of those 4 men that could dribble the ball, had focus more on mid range. This is before everybody wanted to shoot jumpers and threes. He just knew what his game was. He knew he's going right, and there's nothing he could do about it. He got a back shoulder fadeaway. He's got step throughs to draw fouls. He's a great free throw shooter. He could jab face up like mellow type game, but then he could back you down and play like a typical big man. Like, and if somebody's bigger than him, he's gonna face you up and jab you and move you around. If you're smaller than him, he's gonna punish you. So he was a walking mismatch. And the other people that gave him fits were probably players just like him. And it's just would balance out. And then you got Brandon Roy cooking. So, when everybody's focused on Brandon, LA, get the ball in the post, they started Brandon, like, go to work. It's a one-on-one, bro. You're nice. Like, he's cooked. He just started cooking people, man. That's just, his game fits so well for our team and how the NBA was set up back then.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his stats here just to see. Like I don't know. Like maybe this is just a me thing and maybe I'm just weird, but like 2009, 2010, 18 points a game, 8 rebounds. Next year, 22 points a game, 9 rebounds. Next year, 22 points, 8 rebounds. 21 and 9, 23 and 11, 23 10, like 18 9, 17. Like every year it's just like between
Mm.
17 to like 22 points a game and like 8 to 10 rebounds a game, like on the dot, boom, punch it in, good to go. Crazy. Like I don't even know like who, especially at the 4 position. I'm trying to think of like who has even been like who I would compare to like LA's consistency nowadays. Like I'm not even sure,
Like
to be
now,
honest.
I don't know if there's anybody now. The positions are all so mugged up. Like the only other person that kind of reminded me of how LA played, just a little different, was like David West. Like the
Yeah.
big physical bigs, like right hand dominant, but it's not all like crab dribble hook shots. They got some finesse to their game to where like you think you're playing, what's coming. Like I remember playing LA 1-on-1. I'm like, I know he's about to do this fadeaway or he's gonna do the little sweep, little right hand thing. Like, and there's nothing you could do about it. Like He'd be driving back like, yo, nice defense, bro. Like, man, fuck. Man, I'm gonna get that shit one day, bro. Fuck out of here. Like, and then all I knew how to do was try to fucking pick and roll and dunk everybody. So it was just like never getting even, man. And he's a really good defender too. You know, like you can't get high rebound numbers without being, you know, like a high IQ player, you know, because it's not like he had the 50-inch vert. He's just skying over everybody. He got the long arms, man. He's doing offensive tips, tapping them out to himself, like getting back to his game, like playing it on one, great help side defense too, because you know, 5 men back then were the problem. Like Joe Prisvilla is having to guard monsters. So here comes LA. Boom, get that shit out of here. Or you know, I got rebounds, outlet to Steve Blake. There go B Roy. Then LA trailing right down the middle, bro. Free throw jumper. Boom. Like this shit was easy.
Do you have any regrets from your rookie year?
No. Maybe saving more money. but basketball wise, absolutely not. It was so much fun. Like I dove into it, dove into the rookie role, like picking up fucking laundry bags after shooting around, delivering luggage, going on fucking road trips. But like I got so much love from my vets, man, that it all made it worth it. You know, like I'm like I said, man, I'm just a kid from Rancho playing basketball. Then I got legends like Marcus Camby and Juwan Howard got my back. Like we're in the games and I'm chirping a little too much. And they got my back. Like they're not like, hey Joe, calm down. They're like, yo, get him, young fella. Like, talk that shit. Like, man, yo, hey, leave him alone. Leave my young fella alone. I'm like, man, I don't need your help. Oh, gee, man, fuck this dude. Like, who the fuck wants to smoke? And it was just so much fun, man. My rookie year was so cool. Like, just have some really good dudes around me, man, that showed me what true pro level basketball was supposed to be like. And it was awesome.
If you could take one lesson that you learned from your rookie year, and let's say you could talk to anyone, let's say this incoming draft class, any of the rookies that are coming in this year, what's the one lesson that you would tell them?
I think it circles back to something you said earlier about like the top football quarterbacks, like the QBs. Like it's like this consistency. Like you need to show up ready to work every day. It's easy in the beginning of the season. You're new. You're hyped. It's like you're just fresh off the boat, so you're ready to go. What happens? You're waiting to get the All-Star break, and you're tired of working out. You're tired of being the first person there. You're tired of taking a cab to the gym. You want to ride the bus every now and then and like chill with your boys. You don't want to be exhausted when everybody's showing up fresh for a game and you already done worked out for like an hour and a half. But that's part of it. Like, and just embrace it. The vet guys only get to work out once or twice a day. They barely keep track of how many lifts they do. It's not that serious, but they're on your ass. Like, so, man, screw it then. Like, if you know you're not gonna play a whole bunch, like, man, get 2 lifts. I think my rookie year I set the record for sure for the Blazers on workouts. Like I averaged like 30. Like I worked out every day, lift every day. Some days, 2-3 times a day. Like whatever. What else do I got to do? Like you have so much time. Like I don't want to sit around and play video games all day. I already played video games all day. At least let me get in the gym, bro. And then, as a young guy, man, I was always super skinny. So once I started seeing muscles and shit, like if like changed the way I think, I'm like, oh, there's a payoff now. Like hell yeah, like. And then I started seeing myself in the game, dunking, looking all buff and shit. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, let me get back in the gym. And then I just loved working out. It was just embrace the suck, man. Like it sounds kind of funny, but if you can find, some positive stuff in the struggle and the get in there, like it'll make it so much better and so much fun when you finally do. Like don't be in a rush. Like you're valid already. You made it. Like that's the hardest part. Now the next hardest part is staying. Just work your ass off, man. Like enjoy that shit. It goes by so fast, man. Ain't nothing like playing in the league. Don't get caught up in the hype of it, but be in the moment. Don't forget to celebrate yourself. But stay humble.
What's the grind of an NBA season truly like?
Oof, man, it's hard to quantify because it's a ton of games. It's not like a ton of practice, but it's a lot. And it's the main thing is just so hard to be consistent because everything is all over the place. You're traveling from one side of the country to the other. You got odd hours for sleep when you can eat. It's not like football where, even if you play one game a week and you have a whole week of prep from one team. The NBA, man, you're playing 4 or 5 games a week. Like you got to be like a goldfish. You got to intake everything quick. adjust and prepare, and then as soon as it's over, it's on to the next. And until you go through all that, man, it's overwhelming, and it's like an overload of information, of processes, of just like things that you have to get used to. And that freshman wall is a thing. The sophomore slump is a thing. It's just because mentally, man, you have to get used to this stuff. Like getting to a place at 1 in the morning after playing 30 minutes, and then you got to play 30 the next day. Nobody cares how tired you are. But like, hey, you got a full staff to help you get ready. Like, use it. Like, it's just, but it's tough, man. Guys are ready for break when All-Star break comes, and guys that aren't making the playoffs are ready to go home. Like, it sounds bad, but man, if you haven't seen your family in 10 days, but you're used to seeing them every single day, you get tired of it. You want to get to the summer where you can kind of have a routine that's consistent or it's normal. You know what I mean? Because as soon as the NBA season comes, man, it's back to it's like being a doctor, like on call 24/7. You might have a bunch of dead time in the middle, but it's not like, all right, I have like 8 hours. I got, 24, 48 hours until the next practice. I can go do something for 12, 24 hours, but like, what are you going to do? Like, there ain't really shit you could do. Cause then in between, you got to work out. You might have to go get rehab. You might have an appearance you got to go do. Those are usually scheduled on off days because that's the only time you could do it. And then you got family you got to go spend time with. Like, it's more than just, all right, I get to play hoops all day. Like, that's part of it. But man, you got to dedicate so much of your time to hoop to be good at it that a lot of other stuff get sacrificed too. So, it's a lot to the season, man, other than just the 82 games and all the practices. It's a lot.
Talk to me about distractions, women, money, like all those things. Like how did you handle that? How did you see other players handle it? Like how does that fit into this equation of like the grind of an NBA season?
Those are like you just said, the distractions, like the things that you want to get away from the grind. Like, some people like to drink, some people like partying, some people like having a bunch of girls. Like, it depends on your vice. Some people just play video games all day. Some guys started learning about business and entrepreneurship and how to start stuff. Some people started learning languages. Like, whatever your mind works to help you kind of disconnect from like your reality. And I don't know. For me, I was so focused on hoops, man, that like I didn't really get too caught up in all that stuff. And I felt like I didn't make enough money to have like to be sponsoring chicks. Like, this this is a headache, bro. Like, man, balancing who's in town, who gets to sit where,
Yeah.
like who doesn't see who. Like, oh man, like I remember late night runs I gotta go get, you know, you gotta do rubber rubs for the OGs on road trips and stuff some places, and it's just like, man, I'm cool on living that type of life, bro. That I'm good. That shit is so stressful. Like, to keep it simple, bro. Like, let me go do some fun shit. I got into bowling. You know what I mean? Like, let's do some cool, down, chill stuff. Go to the movies. But it's just cool though. When you go to the different places, different cities, and like people recognize you. Uh, it's a lot different now though. Like Instagram, I think when I was in the league, at least when I started, Instagram wasn't even out yet. So it's not like you getting like constantly bombarded with stuff all the time. Like, chicks sliding in your DMs, people talking shit because you missed a jumper, or hyping you the fuck up because you got a block. Like, the highs and lows are crazy nowadays, man. You constantly bombarded by that shit. So, but I mean, it's like anything. You can make it however you want it. If you want to wild the fuck out and like really like go like fucking Will Chamberlain, Jimi Hendrix shit, like you can go do all that. If you want to be like, straight and narrow, it's a lot harder. But, there's room for that too. A lot of the guys in the league are super accepting of like how people are because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Some people can get drunk, pull up to the fucking shooter and smacked, drop 40. Like, hungover, drop 40. They be sober as shit, can't tie their shoelaces. Like, there's just so many different types of basketball players, man. It's nuts.
How do you think would you have done anything differently, like, if social media was a thing back when you were playing? How do you think that would have affected you?
Um, I think I would try to use it like I'm trying to use it now. Like, more as like an outlet and like a tool than just a distraction. Uh, started branding myself a little better, or just in general. I didn't think everything was all basketball. Like I didn't even have social media until I think I was pretty much out the NBA. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have Twitter, like all that. I didn't have any of that shit. So, let me focus on basketball. But if I was, really serious about how to build my brand and like outreach for other companies and instead of just using it to look at chicks, you know what I mean? Like what most guys do. That's something I would have done better. Like, how can I use it as a tool? But then it wasn't a tool. The shit was a distraction. So you kind of just use it for what it was at the time.
Jeff, I have so many questions for you, man. And I've been dying. This has been great so far, by the way. I'm loving this. I've been dying. It's like been in the back of my mind ever since we started recording to talk about your time with the Pacers. And you
Yes.
alluded to it a little bit. The reason I'm so excited to do this, and this stays between you and me, I'm sure, it's not like hundreds or maybe thousands of people are going to watch this. This is just between you and me. I just can't wait to talk about how much we both hate the Heat and how much you and I both hated the Heat back when LeBron joined Miami. Like, listen,
Yeah.
the floor is yours. You take this wherever you want. The Pacers, you can start with the players on the team. You can start with those series with the Heat. Anywhere that you want to take it, the floor is yours, my man.
Man, all right. Okay. So I didn't hate him so much until I left the Pacers. So 2 years in a row, we lost to him in the playoffs. My second year with the Pacers, we lose to him in the conference finals. Like we're one game away. We're one win away from playing the Spurs at the championship, and I think we could have got him. Like Roy was balling. PG was PG-13. Like he was taking over. Sitting courtside when he fucking dunked on Birdman. Like that. Wow, this shit was crazy. And like I couldn't hate too much, bro, because I'm gonna be real with you. The shit that I seen LeBron and D Wade do, it was incredible. Like it was like they fucking flipped the switch. Like guys are getting injured. LeBron fucking sprains his ankle. Like you're thinking, like, man, he's out for like 3 weeks, bro, at least, right? His fucking shit touched the ground. Side of his foot touched the ground. My man's in fucking the game the next day, bro, windmilling, doing wild shit. I'm like, yo, he's not human. There's no way. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to beat that? This guy's like an Avenger boss, like an Avenger villain. Like, what do you do? And then D Wade is over here on the same shit. And then when Chris Bosh is healthy, like, holy smokes, what do you do? But man, we were so close. That year when we went to the conference final, man, we were so close. Like Lance doing all this shenanigans, blowing in Braun's ear, doing all that silly shit. Like, oh, but it got pretty hot, man, because our last game in Miami, I got ejected from the game. Like I was in at the end of the game, played like it was like the last like 5 minutes. Game's over, whatever. And I go set a screen on Norris Cole. And in my mind, bro, I kid you not, like I see him look, wind up, and like elbow me in my chest, like while I go set a screen. So as soon as he bounced off the screen, bro, I'll push the fuck out of him. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'll beat your ass. I'll fuck you up. And everybody started, beep, 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 calm down, calm down. Like, Juwan Howard's a coach for the Heat. He's pointing at me like, yo, what are you doing, Jeff? I'm like, man, fuck that shit, OG. Like, fucking hit me like that now. I'll fuck him up. Everybody looking at me like I'm a fucking crash out, bro. And so everything is cooling down. I'm like, man, I'm hot. Like, I'm already hot. We're losing. Like, I'm like, we went out like this. We should have fucking beat them. I'm pissed. Then, I kid you not, bro. It was me, Gerald Green, Flow Rider and his manager were sitting like there's like that courtside seat like before you walk back to the visitor bench, right? And I just hear this little motherfucker talking wild shit. Like, man, fuck y'all, motherfucker, bro. Y'all can't come back to Miami. Ain't safe for y'all here. Fuck that shit. Da, 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 da. We're looking at this little dude like, man, you don't shut the fuck up, bro. It's your little punk ass. Like, man, you ain't even tough, bro. Like, you here with a pop artist, dog. Like, the fuck you talking about? You with a pop artist. Shut up. Like, oh, this shit was so crazy, man. Then I get these refs come back like, no, sure, get him out of here. I'm like, all right, man, fuck this shit. Like, all right, fuck all y'all. Fuck the Heat. This is bullshit. And then next year I get to the Spurs, bro, and I kid you not, first practice, we're sitting in there in the film room and Coach Pop puts the fucking game on that Ray Allen hits the three. And he's like, I know he hit a great shot. Like, no, and they ain't taking nothing away from him or their team, yada, 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 yada. But we're going to sit here and watch this shit and you're going to see how many things we could have done different. And then what that three wouldn't have fucking mattered. And I was like, oh shit, okay. But he's like, man, fuck them. Like we're coming for their ass this season. And so we sit there and watch the film. And they lost. I don't remember how much they lost by, but I know we saw at least 10, 15 plays that they could have done better. it wouldn't when the 3 points wouldn't matter. Y'all would have won by like 8, you know? And so I'm like, all right, cool. Like but then I started realizing that that's how slim that shit is. The difference between winning and losing, like the little bit of luck, like the ball got to bounce your way. You got to be super tight with shit because you can't be perfect, but you got to get as close as possible if you want a chance. Like this is the type of players you're playing against. Like if you're not perfect or damn near, you have no chance. Like that's how big of a task it was to try to beat the Heat. And to go through that whole season after that shit and fucking go and beat they ass in the finals, bro. Oh my goodness, I love that. Oh, that felt so good. I'm not even gonna lie. We went to Miami and we had a meeting before the game. I'm already juiced. Like we split in San Antonio. Some wild circumstances happened, bro, where the fucking AC goes out. The court's slippery as shit. It's hot as hell. It's summer in Texas, bro. You know, it's hot as shit. But we end up getting that game, lost game 2. We get to Miami, Coach Pop, we finish right on the board. He's like, yo, listen here, you guys. We're not here to fucking split shit. We're fucking here to go home 2-0, up 2. Like, and fucking finish this shit out in San Antonio. And I was like, ooh, okay. That we ain't fucking scared of Braun. We ain't scared of like the Miami Heat or they fans or all the stars sitting courtside. Pop was like, man, fuck that. We're getting both wins and we're going home. I said, oh shit. And man, I kid you not, I mean, we came out there, started waxing them. It was nuts. And then we get home. It's like 2, 3 in the morning in San Antonio. The fuck, I know they see it now. Like when they came in and the fucking fans are waiting outside, like the little street right where they park, bro. There's like 10,000 people. 2, 3 in the morning. Go Spurs, go, go Spurs, go. She was incredible walking back to your car, bro. It was electric. It was so sick. And then the next game, game 5, it was over. Like, first, especially after the first like anxiety goes at the beginning of the game, where like, all right, they're getting their best shot, but you start seeing the light, like, no, we fucking got this shit. Like, then everyone starts getting amped up, started playing a little better, and then we just ran away with it, man. Like, they were so locked in. We were so locked into the team that like it was really like a mission to beat their ass. And like how we played, it wasn't like, all right, the 2 superstars, fading star Tim Duncan versus the king of the league, LeBron James, duked it out. And Timmy had one final just elite performance to carry the Spurs to the championship. No, we played as a team. Like we all cut them up. Like it didn't matter who was on the floor. We were busting their ass. And it was just so cool to be a part of it, man. It was so sick. So yes, that's one thing. Especially when I see some of those old Heat dudes around and like guys that I know, they be so hot. I'm like, yeah, fuck out here. Like, yeah, 2014. Oh, that's when y'all beat the Heat, right? Like, yeah, dude, smack the fuck out of them. We smacked the brakes off of them, bro. Like, nah, y'all, low key, y'all should know we should be winning. We should be celebrating 2 in a row right now. Y'all fucking got one. So enjoy that shit. We're letting you know Big Brother's here. Like, give us this shit. And it was sick, man. So that's a little bit of the story behind that shit, man. Like, oh
Dude,
man,
when you were talking about Pop, I got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if that listen, I don't know if that's cringe or not, but like you were talking about Pop and
yeah,
like I was like, damn, we're not coming back to Miami. We're taking 2 here. We're going back to San Antonio, and that's it. Like, dude,
yeah.
what a coach, man. What a coach.
Yeah, yeah. Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, that's wild. I did want to ask, like, so LeBron is interesting because at the time, right? You have 2011. You have the Mavs series where, listen, I already know Jordan, Jordan fanboys listening to this are gonna be like, "Ooh." I think LeBron's the GOAT. To me, he's the greatest basketball player of all time. I think to an extent, the whole GOAT debate is stupid. Like, it's great for engagement on social media. It's great for, an argument with your friends. But the eras are so
Yeah,
different. It's impossible to compare what LeBron is doing now in this era where the pace is so much faster, the style of game is so much different, and what Jordan was doing. So like it, I try not to like get too deep into it, but if you're gonna ask me, I'm gonna tell you that I think LeBron is the greatest basketball player of all time. However, I always said, and everyone I think knows this, that 2011 series against the Mavs is like the black stain on his resume. Like he didn't show up. The Heat lost. They should have beat the Mavericks. Like that to me is like one of the only series where it's like, yeah, LeBron's team should have won. Every other series that he's lost, in my opinion, it's like, you know, his team may not even have been favored, or it was like a toss up, right?
right.
Like it could have gone either way.
Mhm.
especially those Golden State series. Like he wasn't favored in any of those. So,
Yeah,
like this doesn't sound like a really weird question, but what's like the level of respect for LeBron? Like when you get to Indiana and because you get there 2011, 2012, um, like how are you guys viewing LeBron? Like how are you game planning for him? Just what's like the overall feel for his game and how you want to attack him? Like all of those things. I'm just really curious because like it was kind of a weird period for LeBron in his career. So I'm curious, like from an opposing team, especially someone who played them so often, like how did you guys view LeBron?
man. So one of the big things was you had to keep him and D Wade like out of transition, man. So like bad shots, shitty turnovers, like that just ignites them. Like to where now you getting the show shit, bro. Where fucking D Wade's throwing wild ass lobs to LeBron, the fucking building erupts, your momentum is like gone. Like like you're defeated, damn near feeling like, fuck, whoa, that was sick. Like fuck, how are you supposed to top that shit? Then you go down and it just keeps happening because they that energy is crazy how they play. But like you'd have to. LeBron wasn't shooting threes like that, where he's like a 40% or 3-point shooter. He's fucking transitioning downhill. So it was like, hey, we got the big dog, Roy Hibbert, bro, defensive player of the year. Like if LeBron's gonna need to dunk on Roy 30 times to try and beat us, and I guarantee you he's not dunking on Roy 30 times. Like, cool. But it's just everything else. Like you stop Bron, then boom, here you got D Wade right here, pump faking. Like him and Paul George battles were sick. Like how they competed against one another. It's hard to match LeBron. He's so damn fucking big. Like you got to put like your 4-man on him. Like, all right, so D West ain't mobile enough to guard Bron. So it's all funneled to Roy. So, we put D West on Chris Bosh, like try to neutralize that shit. So it's just try to funnel Bron to Roy. Don't foul and do not have shitty turnovers. Bad shots are the same thing as a shitty turnover. Like we need them to play against our defense. We have the best defense in the league. Like, let's see if they can play against the best defense. And they had to earn it. But if you give them free stuff, they're going to take it. And you can't get that shit back. Every possession matters, man. These dudes are so good. And they can do it like in a drop of a hat. Like, tell you, I've seen like if LeBron and D Wade like flip a switch to where like, one has 40, the other one has like 33. And you're just like, fuck, bro, that's 70 points, bro. Like, they only have 90. Like, what are you supposed to do? They're motherfuckers averaging like 110. Like, but it's just Clash of Titans, bro. Like, that's how, guys like Karl Malone felt playing against Jordan. Like, there's just motherfuckers standing in the way. And Brown was that for some players, man. Like, no matter what you do, a motherfucker, he could do it. Hey, look, they're doing it now with the Rockets. Like people thought that they were going to get swept and get smoked because they don't have Luka and Austin. LeBron's too old, and the Rockets are young. They got KD. Man, Rockets are about to get swept. Like with Bron Dolo, that's the power that dude has as a basketball player. Man, is how he can make everybody else around him like 5 levels better. Like just the way he plays, is the shit special, man. Like he's definitely one of the most unique players the NBA has seen.
He's 41, man. Like 41 years old and he's carrying this Lakers. Listen, Luke Kennard has had a good series. Like Marcus Smart is playing well, but like
Yeah.
clearly LeBron is like the number one guy and he's like carrying this Lakers team. And that's the one thing about LeBron, like even early on in his career, like honestly, this like Lakers Rocket series reminds me of like early career LeBron with those Cavs teams where it's
hmm
like LeBron, listen, Big Z was a fine player, nothing against Big Z, but you had Big Z, freaking like
Daniel
Pavlovich,
Gibson,
Daniel
bro.
Gibson, like
Um, Berajal.
Varejao,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. hmm
Booby Gibson. How could I forget about Booby Gibson, man? This guy. But like, yeah, he's carrying like Booby. Listen, no disrespect, but like, not the greatest. Like that team without LeBron might be the worst team in the league. Like, let's call a
yeah.
spade here. So like, what he's doing now, like, just reminds me of those early years where it's like, dude, LeBron is like, he's carrying these teams. Like, it's wild. And early on, like he was a young 20-year-old guy, right? A little bit different. Now he's
Yeah.
41 and he's doing it. Like that's the wild part, man. Like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, no, he's a free show. This is not normal. I think in my mind, I'm like LeBron was created in the lab, bro. Like, he's not like a real like human. He's genetically modified or something because the stuff he can
Yeah.
do, the way he plays, like how long he's played, is like it's not normal. Like a lot of basketball fans, man, we've been spoiled. Like with his last like go around of these Asian superstars, man, it's going to be different. Like Curry is not normal. Like James Harden not normal. Bron is not normal. Like we've seen some of these real like legendary superstars, man, this last like 20 years of basketball. And I know the future is still bright, with these young guys with like, Wemby and all that stuff, but it's not the same, man. Like there's gonna be a big void in the NBA when all these household names are gone, man. That we've been so spoiled seeing them every year. Like we can always expect to see Curry, man, lighting it up, doing some wild stuff. What are you gonna do when now he's on the sideline? It's gonna throw some people off, man. And I think their greatness is gonna be a lot more appreciated once it's not, as accessible and it's at all. You know what I mean? These guys will be done playing.
You mentioned Curry. I was watching some of your highlights earlier today, and you both blocked Curry and you dunked on Curry. So Jeff, I have to ask you, man, what do you have against Steph Curry, man? What is it
Out-
about Steph that you hated?
Honestly, man, that's so funny. Like, absolutely nothing because like Steph's one of the homies. So, I mean, it's gonna be kind of funny, but like when we were like, cause we're rookies together, like him and I were like probably some of the two only like real like light skinned dudes in the whole league, like the draft. So, we stuck together as two light skinned kids. Like, all right, man, VP president of Team Light Skin. Like, let's just make it through this, bro. These people are gonna be haters on this dog. Like, it's cool. And it just so happened to be those games. Like, my rookie year, the last game of the season against the Warriors. So I'm ready to go nuts. Like, our season's done. The vets ain't playing. The Warriors are not good at all. Like, Jeff, my vets are telling me, Jeff, I need you to shoot a jumper. I need you to get dunk, rebound, block shot. Like, you got to get all these things in this game. All right, cool. No problem. And then, man, I'm running hard in transition, bro. Man, Steph gonna play hard. But you just watch out, man. I'm gonna dunk your ass. Like, watch out. And then, yeah, the block. We're playing in the Spurs. That shit was just more. I want my playing time, man, and more better than against the best teams. Like, yeah, yeah, Curry, I know who you are, bro. Like, don't get the shit the fuck out of here. Like, give me that shit. Like, nah, throw it up higher on the glass, bro. But I ain't got nothing against my man. He's a hell of a player. It's an honor to be in the same draft class and be able to compete it against him and stuff. So it's just a cool little story, man. It'd be some shit I tell my kids and stuff like, man, I dunked on Steph Curry before. They're like, what? No way. I'm like, yeah, you can get YouTube it, bro. You can look it up. No way.
Did you like rookie year Steph? It's interesting when you look back because like I don't think anybody could have seen like Curry becoming this. Like I remember because I'm a Kings fan, and that was also the Tyreek Evans
Tyreek Evans,
draft
man.
class,
Mm-hmm.
dude.
Yep.
Yeah, and I remember like obviously being a Kings fan, I was like, dude, we got it right. We finally got a draft pick right. Tyreek is averaging 25 and 5. I think it was like him and LeBron, like the only two players in NBA history. I probably have that wrong. There's probably a couple more, but like spectacular rookie season. Curry, and
Mm-hmm.
for some reason, like I hated the Warriors just because of like proximity, like Bay Area, Sacramento, like all those
Yeah,
things.
it's like the Cross Bay rivalry, bro. Like, yeah.
Yeah. And so like I this doesn't sound really bad. If I ever get a chance to interview Curry on this podcast, I'm gonna apologize. But I remember praying on Curry's downfall, like especially his rookie year, because I was like, I want Tyreek. I was like, I want
Yeah.
Tyreek to win rookie of the year. Like Steph, don't go off, don't do your thing. And he did. Like Tyreek won rookie of the year, and that was like my one claim to fame as a Kings fan. But like obviously Curry, his rookie year, you saw the flashes, and then he has like ankle problems,
Yeah.
and you like don't know. You're like, okay, like what do we have with this guy? The Warriors give him a little bit less money because they're a little unsure of what's going to happen with his ankles and his overall health. And then you get the explosion, you get the greatest shooter of all time, and all the things that he has since become. But like rookie year, did you get a sense that like, oh damn, like I see it, like Curry might be different?
I mean, maybe a little bit just because he was coming off such the hot NCAA tournament stuff too. But like, he's not hitting players, rookie year hitting guys with the night shit. You know what I mean? He ain't shooting and walking off before it goes in. You know what I mean? He's a young dude playing hard. Like they weren't that good. Coach Jackson was, mentoring them, getting them right, like building the foundation for the Warriors to turn into the franchise, the dynasty that they are now. So like you can see glimpses of it, and it's not like they were some bum franchise. You know, like they're a historical, like good franchise. They weren't that bad earlier. I'm telling you, the Baron Davis era Warriors, bro. They had the Lakers shut. Like, they
Miracle.
down. Like we talked about the Sacramento Kings. I remember being a Laker fan. Everybody fucking people come around ringing them damn bells and shit. Like it was nuts. But you didn't see that in Curry, bro. But that's almost the whole class. Like nobody saw James Harden being James Harden. Blake Griffin being Blake Griffin. Like Drew Holiday being Drew Holiday. Like there was a lot of like underrated players in our draft that like I think people slept on that still were great. Like like Brandon Jennings. Like there's some elite dudes. There's some guys that didn't pan out. It's always like that. It's not a whole 60 guys. They're going to be freaking Hall of Famers. But I mean, 2009 draft class, I think is one of the top ones, man. It's with plenty of Hall of Famers, Olympians, gold medalists, champions. It's sick. It's nuts.
Dude, Brandon Jennings, man. I remember when he dropped, was it 55 his rookie year? And I was like, holy shit, dude.
55, bro. The double nickel, bro, in Milwaukee going crazy.
I remember when he did that and I was like, holy shit, dude, Brandon Jennings, man. Like you said, certain players didn't pan out the way that, maybe we would have hoped. But like, I remember him dropping that 55 and being like, wow, like this guy's legit. Like just bona fide scorer, like just bucket getter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
That was insane.
Jeff, I got a couple more questions for you. I don't want to keep you here all day,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, no worries.
Pacers, like what if you had to pick a story, a lesson, anything from your time with Indiana, what would you say? What is like a defining story or lesson or anything about the Pacers, that team? And real quick before you answer, the reason I ask is because I feel like those Pacers teams kind of get lost in the history of the NBA a little bit because you guys never did win a ring. But
Mm-hmm.
those Pacers teams played hard. You had the best defense in the league. It was kind of a throwback to like it was almost like 90s era of basketball, right? You have your
Yeah.
one like super duper star, PG-13. You have a bunch of great guys around him. You have an awesome defensive team. You have like your defensive leader in Roy Hibbert. Like it kind of reminds me of like the Bulls a little bit, right? Like you got, Roy Hibbert is kind of like your Dennis Rodman, do it all in the paint type of guy. PG is MJ, obviously not saying they're on the same level, but like the superstar of the team. And then you got a bunch of great guys around him, great coach,
Yeah.
city in a state that loves basketball in Indiana.
Yep.
So like just anything from your time with the Pacers that would maybe, let the audience know just how special that team was, just so we don't forget them as we go through the, history of the NBA here.
Man, all right. So one thing is gonna be like Paul George he wasn't playoff P. He wasn't like PG-13. Like he was really coming into it. Like he wasn't him yet. Like it was still almost like Danny Granger's team. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh
and
yeah.
Danny Granger was a beast in the East. You know what I'm saying? Like can't sleep on Danny. But, they were like, all right, they got this young guy named Paul George. And then like just how like Brian Shaw and the coaching staff poured into him and helped him grow. Like imagine, PG learned, firsthand from a Kobe teammate that's seen it. And it's somebody in the same position, same type of young man, like getting the franchise keys as Kobe got. And B Shaw just helping that along. Like just to have that, the mindset we had as a team, like it was fun not letting people score. Like it was fun watching people get frustrated, fighting with each other, bitching and bickering because they can't, then shit they could do. And then watching Roy get all fucking hyped because he's, going straight up, getting blocks and rebounds and nobody can score on him. Fucking coaches are calling timeout. And then you got Lance pushing the shit on the break, doing all his funny, goofy ass stuff. It was just it was an electric time, man. Like Lance was one of the most dynamic players in the league. Like, he could change the game by himself. My man is playing defense. He's going to get rebounds like one-handed, like Jordan type shit, pushing on the break, turn it into some New York Rucker ball, fucking and one moves. and ones, and he's dancing like he's treating the NBA like a game, and just knowing that how he really is, he's like a fucking kid, and it's just like we rocking though, like fuck yeah, man, fucking cook his ass, like bust his ass, born, like it was just so much fun. That team played so hard. We loved playing defense. We were real gritty. You know, we all had each other's back. We weren't afraid to stuff it up. Like nobody was a punk. And you should go at one dude, man. We're all at your neck. Like you said too hard of a screen on PG. Foul him up, man. You get fucked up next play. What's up? Like yeah, or you fucking elbowing Big Roy in the neck, bro. You don't get the foul. We're putting you on your ass. Like what's up? What are you gonna do? You know, fucking turn me. You ain't fighting nothing. Y'all punks. Fuck out of here. And that's just the mentality we had. Like I know, Indiana's the blue collar type of team. You know, the city, the state, Naptown ain't no joke. You know, they love the Pacers, bro. Baker's Life was such a lit and like historical place to play, and that Pacer team was super special, man. There's a lot of emerging stars, a lot of great vets that are around, but you know, watching PG turn into Paul George, bro, it was sick. Like seeing like the birth of a superstar, like seeing how hard he worked every day, and then seeing what everybody else got to see after, like, the show, him almost carrying the Pacers past the big three, him going toe to toe with Bron and D Wade, all that. Like, I remember watching this shit, like, firsthand. Practices were intense, bro. Motherfuckers was getting dunked on left and right. Like, Gerald Green's yamming on people, PG's yamming on people. Tyler Hansbrough was dunking people. Like, oh man, it was intense. We're chirping. Coaches got to break up, stuff all shit damn near every week. But it'd be like, then we go out to dinner after, like, yo, what's up, man? Like, this shit was just cool, man. We were a cool group of, misfits, bro. Like, people would think we were some misfits, but we all fucked with each other. It was so much fun.
Was was PG's leadership more like he was super vocal and like he kind of just took over that role as like the leader of the team, or was it more so like everyone realizing, damn, this guy's actually really good, and almost like taking over that leadership role through his play?
I think it was like, it might be in a mix. I think a big part of it though was like, holy shit, he's the fucking man. Like, all right,
Yeah,
like how do we help him be the man? And he'd be like David West. Like, David West was one of our most vocal leaders. Like Danny, a vocal leader. Like Roy's a vocal leader. It wasn't just like PG in the hot timeouts and all this thing. I remember it was like his second or third year.
right.
So
Yeah.
he's really coming into all this, and then he's getting great coaching from Frank and B Shaw. Like he's got all the pieces around him to help him be successful. And everybody's pouring into each other. So I think it was like a mix of that. But man, PG was a motherfucker, bro. He's so tough. Woo.
Yeah.
That
He's
was a
still,
sick
I
year, bro.
mean, yeah, he's one of the smoothest players of just a joy to watch. Like when PG's on and, there's like those TikTok edits. I don't know if you've seen them. They put like classical music and then it's like highlights of PG and they go so well
That's
together.
sick.
They go
I
so
can see
well
that.
together. Or it's like jazz music, or it might be like jazz
Hmm.
music, like slow tempo, whatever. And like PG's just doing his cross in and out, and like I'm almost like falling asleep watching this, not because it's boring, but because like it's so relaxing, man. I'm watching
Yep.
this guy just operate, and he's so smooth. Like, yeah, and that's why I love hearing your perspective on it, especially like you said, PG's early years, because like he's not. I mean, obviously he is what he is now, but at that point in time, he wasn't. He hadn't arrived really, maybe even until like that Miami Heat series, and then you
Yeah.
kind of realize
Yeah.
like he's the guy.
Yeah. That's what he just showed up. Like we all gave him the keys. It was never like a question, but it was never like, all right, these are your keys. Like he might have had private conversations with some of the coaching staff and some of the other vet guys, but he never walked in like, all right, this is my shit, and this is how we're going. He was like, yo, what do we need to do to fucking win? And it was like everybody had their role. It's like, the DOS will point to the side, like, yo, PG, we need you to turn up. Like, this your shit, bro. Like, this your moment right now. Like, let's go. Like, they ain't got a fucking answer for you. He can't stop you. Go. And then maybe he'd be off a little bit, but here comes Lance, turning the fuck up, causing chaos. And then PG gets to start cooking again. And D West is punishing, Roy's stopping shit at the rim. Like it was just like a real good environment for success, man. Like everybody knew their role and executed it without complaints. Nobody bitched about shit. Like all that mattered was winning. And for us, we thought playing defense. was it. PG wanted to guard the best player. Like LeBron scored 10 in a row, like 5 in a row. Like what's up? Like 5 buckets straight. The PG, I got him. Like all right, we just trapping him. What are we doing? I got him. Somebody had to do something different. I'm gonna try. Then give me a shot. All right, cool, PG, let's go. And then he wasn't just like, all right, I just want the buckets. He guarding Bron. ISO was like, no, I got to guard D Wade every game, like every play. Like, all right, I'm starting on D Wade. Stay down. Stop jumping on pump fakes. Like, that's what D Wade wants to do. He wants to get you in there and get fouled. Like, stay down. Once PG started figuring that out, like, he started helping. Then it's like, all right, now I got to get Bron. Bron's already got 30. He's on his way to 45. Like, what's up? You got him, PG. We need to stop right now. All right. Big steal, big deflection. Like those were shit that we kept track of as a team. Deflections. We got over, what was it, 40? If we can get over 40 or 30, 32 or 40 deflections a game, like our chances of winning were like way higher. So that was like a track. PG wanted to lead the team in deflections. He wanted to, leading, taking charges. Like it was all like the little stuff, not just I need to average 30 and like be a superstar. It's like, man, whatever we need to do to win. And Frank was telling us what he felt like we needed to do to win. We all did it, man. It was cool.
Brian Shaw, you mentioned his name. I'm curious, do you remember any of the things that he tried to teach you guys or share with you from, the Kobe Bryant Lakers? I mean, obviously you mentioned he played with them, and I'm just curious, like what lessons he brought with him to the coaching staff, to the players, to the team, etc.
Man, just like what it was like to be a pro, like what those type of habits look like what do championship habits look like? What are they? When you come into work, like we're not just here to fuck around. This isn't pickup. This isn't lifetime. This isn't, you know, driveway basketball. Like we're pros and like, y'all want to be great. Like this is it. And we just took everything he said, like as if it was like fucking Kobe telling us or Phil Jackson telling us. Like, all right, cool. No problem. Like you've seen it. Who are we gonna argue, bro? Like you've won championships. I've seen you hit threes. Like as a kid, I'm watching the Lakers. I'm watching you cook. Like cool. What do we need to do? And then all of us are like that. PG grew up in California. He grew up in LA. So of course he grew up watching the Lakers. So seeing like a person that you grew up watching and idolizing, looking up to, is telling you the game, you feel like a fucking sponge. And so just having B Shaw there, tell us what it was like to be a pro. What were Kobe's habits like? How intense was he? What was practice like? What did it take to win? And him just imparting different parts to like different people, like, hey, hey, Roy, this is the type of impact Shaq was making on defense. Like, hey, PG, like, and they just, Kobe just got the ball every time he wanted to score. He also fucking took the challenge to play the best player and guard him and stop them. Like, that's the type of mentality he had. And then, I'm not sure how he affected, like, Frank, but I know he had an impact on the coaching staff too. Like, you can't not come from a championship culture like that and background and not have an impact on players and teams that really haven't done it before. I don't think anybody on our team has won the championship before that. So, him and what was our other Jim Boylan, the other assistant coach. Like they won championships. He won with the Rockets, as a coach, and B Sharp won his. So when they would have these talks, like wearing their little ring, not little rings, but wearing their rings, like guys, it doesn't matter how much you make fun of me for my belly or whatever, all that shit. Forever, I'm a champion. Like my name is in the books. I'm a fucking NBA champion. And we're like, damn, for real. That sounds sick. Like y'all can have it, y'all got a chance. Like we could do it. Like we got to fix this, work on that, do this, and that shit got to go right. But we got a shot, and we all believed it, man. Like just having his presence as that type of player and former player and as a coach was just huge.
Are there any? The only reason I ask is because like Kobe. It's interesting. Like I'll be upfront. I used to hate Kobe when he was obviously with the Lakers when he was a player, especially early on, like early 2000s
Yeah,
Kobe. Just being a Kings fan, like watching that man torch us every single time we played him was just like, dude,
yeah,
like, come on, like give
yeah.
us a little bit of a break here. And then like obviously, late career and he retires and I'm like, wow, that Kobe guy was something. And then just like hearing him talk, especially after he retired, just the way that he approached the game, approached life, honestly, like even still to this day, like I'll go back and watch interviews with him and just like the wisdom that he had was incredible. And you listen to some of the things that he says and just crazy. And all of that to say, the reason that's part of the reason why I'm asking you, like, is there any Kobe story that you remember Brian Shaw saying, or any Kobe story that you may have that you want to share with the audience. Just it could be from a teammate or anyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. So we were playing the Lakers in LA, and I think it was one of like the first matchups like between Kobe and PG. And we're sitting on the sideline, and Kobe and B Shaw are like kind of talking shit to each other like during the game. B Shaw laughing. He ain't trying to like get him too fired up because you don't do that. You get Kobe too fired up, bro, he's gonna bust your ass. And so I remember like scouting reports. Kobe got so many moves, loves the pump fake, stay down, all that. And so Kobe and PG are guarding each other, going at it. And Kobe hits him with a pump fake. And next thing you know, he's yelling at B Shaw, like, yo, check him for feathers, B Shaw. Like, he out here eating bird food. It's bird food over here, B Shaw. Shit, eat too easy. You better tell the young fella. And B Shaw laughing, but it looked like the nervous laugh, like, damn, we don't need to get him going. And this shit is just so funny, man. Every time he calm down, whoop, whoop, back him down, pump fake. As soon as somebody jump, check him for feathers. You just hear him casually saying to check him. Bird food. It's just like shit. Like, it wasn't like vicious talking shit, but it was just, the shit was so funny, man. Like, he over here cooking. I mean, everybody that was trying to guard him, but it shit was just so funny to see like that moment between PG and Kobe, and then B Shaw in the middle of it, like that cool little triangle. You know what I mean? Like, the players, two teammates, former teammates. One's now a coach. Now his little protege is playing against his former teammates, slash, like master, Kobe. It's just that cool little moment between all three of them was really cool to, be sitting there and see it, be a part of. It's dope.
That's awesome. That's what I'm saying. I live for these Kobe stories, man. Like I could, I could create a whole separate podcast, just like bringing people on and being like, tell me your best Kobe story. That'd be awesome, man. I would for sure do that.
Yeah, I got one more for you too, if you want one. So,
Why are you even asking?
so my rookie year, we're playing, and like B Roy used to let me like talk shit to everybody. Like, I was like a unchained dog. Like, as soon as he telling me where to go, I'm at everybody's neck. I don't give a fuck who it was. And so like I'm just hyped like that. So we're playing the Lakers, and like B Roy did some shit, fucking got an and one or hit a jumper on Kobe or something. I was like, bust his fucking ass, B Roy, let's fucking go. And like, we go down like a play or two, timeout happens or a free throw or some shit. B Roy put me to the side. I was like, hey, young fella, you better shut the fuck up. Like, relax. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, Jeff, I'll let you go at anybody in the league. Anybody. You know that. Just leave Kobe alone. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm the one that got to guard him. And he ain't about to fucking go and drop 80 on me. He ain't about to fucking, I ain't got to deal with that shit, Jeff. So just, out of everybody in the league, Jeff, the only one I'm going to tell you, leave Kobe alone. I'm like, all right. You always telling me to back the fuck off Kobe. I'm going to back off. And I chilled. But that shit was home. That's the only time. Anybody else, man? I remember Carmelo. We're playing the Nuggets. Man, Melo getting hot. I said a good ass sprint on him, bro. He's so pissed. I said another one on him. He fucking elbows the shit out of me. Fucking foul on Melo. I'm over there clapping his shit. Like, yeah. I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck, Melo. What's up? Fuck that shit. And then he was like, Kobe, like, no, Jeff.
Back off.
Leave him alone. Let it go. Like, there's the one time I need you to just chill. All right. I won't talk shit at Kobe. Like, let me just calm down. Like, but other than that, man, ooh, but yeah, I never heard that before. B Roy was like, just chill.
I I listened to Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson talk about, I think they were talking about like comparing LeBron, Kobe, and maybe it was Jordan or somebody else, I forget. But I remember them saying how like LeBron, like kind of to what you said, like do it all, like every tool in the toolbox, and you just have to respect how great he was or how great he still is, just doing all the different things that he does.
Mhm.
Kobe, there was like players were scared to play him. Like players were like
Yeah.
terrified of what he was capable of, and just like the intimidation, the Mamba mentality, that whole thing. And I remember listening to that and being like, damn, I had never heard that perspective before. But like obviously as a fan, like, I don't really see that. But like I could, it was just super interesting to me. It was like, yeah, like seemed like players were really afraid of playing against Kobe. Maybe like scared is like too strong of a word, but like there definitely was like an intimidation factor there.
Yeah, like a lot of guys would nobody will ever admit they're afraid of anybody, but it's
They're right. Yeah.
like a heavy respect. Like,
Right. Yeah.
they probably tried it in their time. You know what I mean? B Roy's probably a young guy, ready to go at Kobe and shit. Maybe turned off a little too much and Kobe dropped 40 on him. Like, hey, welcome to the league, young fella. Like, calm the fuck down. It's my shit. And then everybody's like, all right, cool. Like, there's a pecking order to life, bro. Like, there's levels to shit. And when you got guys like Kobe in the game, like, all right, like, you going to compete. There's going to be respect. Like, man, I ain't bowed down to nobody. But all right, like, cool. If we throw blows, like you might throw more punches, like you might fucking cook my ass. But you know what? Like I ain't going down like no punk. But you just know that you might be stepping into the ring with Mike Tyson. You can't be afraid of getting hit. You know you're gonna get hit. It's just, man, do I want to get hit 3 or 4 times or I want to get like 30 times?
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. Jeff, as we go through, I kind of just realized this looking at your NBA career, like you kind of graduated with each new team that you joined. And what I mean by that is like you joined the Blazers, you guys lose in the first round, you guys had some injuries. And then you go to the Pacers and you make the conference finals. And then you go to the Spurs and now you finally win a ring. So it's like and then obviously you end your career with the Clippers, Lob City, that was also great. But like
Yeah.
before the Clippers, like every team that you join is like you graduate that next level. It's like, all right, great. Made the playoffs. All right, great. Conference finals, lose to arguably, the greatest player of all time, one of the greatest teams of all time with the Heat. Pains me to admit
hmm
that. And then you go to the Spurs and it's like, all right, here's the next level. I finally win a ring. Like, is that how you view your career?
I mean how you break it down like that. I can't view it any other
The other way.
way. So like, yeah, I've definitely leveled up every single time. Say no doubt. And it wasn't just like, in the teammates, obviously how our team played and won and all the final of it, but yeah, no, it was cool. And I think almost on every team I had a player or somewhere that had a touch of the Spurs, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon type of shit. So like I was always around the type of Spur no matter what. Like in Indy, I had Jan Mahimi and George Hill like preaching to me, like, Jeff, if you ever have a chance to play for the Spurs, you need to take it. I don't give a fuck if you get more money from somebody else. The Spurs call you and they want you there. Fucking go. I'm like, all right, whatever. And never forget that call, man. My agent was like, "Hey, the Spurs are interested on you. Do you see a number like a 213 number or something, or a fucking San Antonio number? It's gonna be Coach Pop. Just fucking answer it." I said, hell yeah, okay, no problem. That fucking San Antonio number popped up. Hello, Jeffrey. I said, "Yes, sir, Coach Pop. How you doing?" Like, Jeffrey, I'm doing great. We're really excited about you. We had our eyes on you for a while. We really think you could fit here really well. Timmy's Timmy's old as fuck. You gonna play, but we really think you can really grow and shine here. And we're happy to have you. I'm like, oh my God, like what? Like I'm ready to fucking cry, bro. Like Coach Pop hyping me up. Like perfect. Yes, sir. I can't wait. Sign me up. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be in San Antonio, Coach. Thank you. And it was sick. It was so sick. Like, get off the phone, I'm like, fucking Coach Popovich just called me, bro. Like, I'm about to be a Spur. Like, holy shit. Like, damn. And then walking into the gym, bro, walking to the locker room, seeing my name up there, and then all the other grades, bro, it was just like, that's it. And then, boom, I told you, like, shoot, okay, first practice, before we go to Colorado Springs for training camp, first practice in San Antonio, we watching the fucking Miami Heat series, watching the games. I'm like, oh, damn, we setting the tone. I like that. Okay, and they're not just a bunch of old dudes. Like, they got some pride, too, and they want to fucking win. Yeah, I like that shit. I like winning, too. Let me help. However I can help, let's go. And then, just crazy.
What was it about the Spurs culture? Like I hear stories, I read about it, but from someone that was in it, like how was it so different?
Um, I think the biggest thing is like the emphasis wasn't on what you do as a basketball player. Like how Coach Pop is, he cares about you as a person. Right? He cares about you as a man. Like how are you growing as a young man? How are you looking after your family? How are you like? What perspective do you have of the world? Because the world is so much bigger than basketball. Like he tells us all the time, like we don't have problems. Y'all don't have real problems. You guys are young, rich. You can play basketball for a living. I don't want to hear shit about you got fucking problems. You don't have no fucking problems. And so it's just like kind of changed. Like no matter what type of bullshit you were going through, you're like, no, he's right. Like there's help. It reinforced that attitude of gratitude. And then you see Coach Pop like that, and then you see Timmy's the same way. It's like, well, shit. How am I not going to be in line with that? Like one of the greatest all time power forwards, bro, and one of the greatest coaches of all time. This is how they are. Like I don't have no room to be over here. Like I better line up with this shit. Like they've been winning. Like it's not like, oh, this is a new concept we're trying to try, you guys. Let's see if it works out. Like, no, this is what we're doing here, and you either do it or you can go. It's like, oh no, I'm here. Like I'm here for all of this, and just to be able to, be around high level people like that, man, it was a blessing.
I it's interesting you brought up the whole perspective on problems. I was listening to Samir from Colin Samir. It's this YouTube channel. They like interview other creators, but he was on a podcast and he lost his house in the Palisades fire. And I actually
Mhm.
just posted a story about this because I just loved his perspective. Lost his house in the Palisades fire. It was a home. It was like a custom home. He and his wife spent months, if not years, designing it, picking out every single table, chair in the entire house, like completely
Mhm.
custom. Super excited to move in. And his wife was also pregnant. So they move into this house. His wife is due in like a month and a half, and the Palisades fire happens. And their home gets burnt down. All of his childhood belongings, all of his stuff, all of the hard work that he and his wife put in, all gone overnight. And he says how at the time he remembers thinking, wow, this is a big problem. Like I don't have my home anymore. I don't have my belongings. I don't have anything. This is a huge problem. And then his wife goes into labor, has their son, and his son is healthy. His wife is healthy. Everything goes well. And at that point, he was like, oh, he was like, you know what? My house burning down actually wasn't a problem. It was an inconvenience. It was nothing
Mhm.
more than an inconvenience because a problem would have been if my wife, God forbid, didn't make it during the pregnancy, or there's something wrong with my son, or right, like that's a
Yep.
problem. That's a real problem. This house burning down, my belongings, that's an inconvenience. I'll figure it out. We'll get a new house. I'll get new shirts, like whatever. Those are all inconveniences.
Mhm.
And I remember thinking about that. And this past week, I was doing this long road trip and I was on my way back and I stop at this stoplight and I look over to my left and I see a hospital. And obviously, next to the hospital is the emergency room. When I tell you, Jeff, every single parking space in and around that emergency room was taken, was filled up. There was a car in every single one of those spots. And I remember thinking to myself, like, damn, there could be someone in there right now not knowing if they're going to wake up tomorrow, like not knowing if they're going to make it through the night. And I'm over here worried about what exactly? Like, what is it that
Mhm.
I'm like, what problem do I think that I have in my life? I'm in a car, I'm in this piece of machinery where I put my foot down on this pedal and it goes forward. And I have AC, I have music, I have access to any song ever made, I have access to any video on YouTube ever created. Like, what the hell am I complaining about? Like, there's people who may not see the sunrise tomorrow. And so I say all that, and that's why I love your story about Pop, because it's so true. Like, we think that we have all these problems in life, and like you kind of take a step back and it's like, dude, like, what the hell am I complaining about? Like, at the very
Yeah.
worst, like, they may be inconveniences like at the absolute worst, but they're certainly not problems. There's a lot of people in this world who have real problems. And trust me, what we go through living, in this country that, listen, is not perfect, but, like, and all the stuff that we have at our disposal. I'm in this home. There's a roof over my head. There's this fan is making it nice and cool in here. So I'm not sweating. Like, I, I'm on a podcast with you. I'm interviewing,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
former
Yeah.
NBA player. I'm listening to all your cool stories, your cool perspective. Like I met a new person today. Like I'm having a fun doing this. Like what the hell am I complaining about, Jeff? Like there's nothing to complain about. Like there really isn't. I have no problems, like it.
Mm-mm.
And that's why I love that Pop story so much. I'm glad you brought that up.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Like, happy to share it, man. It's something that stuck with me this whole time, and it's kind of shaped the way I look at coaching, the way I look at basketball, teaching younger kids how to be about it. You know, there's a lot more to it than just being a basketball player. You know, we're really lucky and blessed to play a game and get paid for it, but that's not the end all be all, man. There's a big world out there and a lot of people going through a lot of shit. And,
Yep.
if you really want to honor this stuff, like, be appreciative for what you got because it could be fucking worse, a lot worse.
Yep. Yeah. No, well said. Jeff, I read a Tim Duncan stat the other day that blew my mind. Tim Duncan apparently is the only player in NBA history where his team won 50 or more games every year that he played. The only like asterisk to that was like the shortened NBA, the lockout season, where technically the Spurs didn't win 50 or more games, but they were on pace to win more than 50. First of all, that
Right. If
is
there's enough
absolutely
games, they would have got it.
right.
Hmm.
First of all, that is absolutely fucking wild. Like, I still can't believe that stat. Having been in and around Tim Duncan, you talked a little bit about his leadership style. What was Tim like?
And that's so tough, but like easy, man. He was like the coolest dude. Like, honestly, he's like my dream big brother. Like, dude's into comics, bro. Like, he's into cars. Like, just cool shit. Dude's like a freaking badass and, jujitsu and mixed martial arts. You know what I mean? Like, he's an elite paid baller. Like, the shit that, like, he's just so fucking interesting. You know what I mean? Like, the dude he should have been like an Olympian in swimming. Instead, he's a fucking Hall of Famer basketball player, So, just being around somebody like that and how cool they are, like my energy was always so high and like so intense and like volatile. And then coming around somebody who was so calm, no matter what the situation was. It wasn't like, all right, things are good right now, so it's easy to be relaxed. I'm like, Timmy, like the fucking house is on fire. What the fuck we about to do? And he's like, yo, relax. We got it. Calm down. And then just be like, just learning how to move like that. Then, shit, bro, we go on a road trip and then Tim calls me like, hey, Jeff, you want to go to dinner and, go to check out a movie or something? Like, fuck yeah. Like, what the fuck would I not want to hang out with Tim Duncan? Like, of course, bro, you know who you are? Like, hell yeah, I want to hang out. And he's just like a cool dude, man. Like, he knows the right times, like, and the right shit to say. Like he see me struggling or frustrated with like how I'm playing or coach pop on my ass. And, I don't know fucking deal with that shit, bro. That's a lot of pressure, bro. I don't play a lot. It's not like I know I'm going to play 30 minutes a game. Like if I fuck up, I might not play for 2 weeks. Like that shit sucks. But then to point me to the side and be like, yo, you got it. Or, just to build you up. It's like, fuck, man, Tim Duncan's pouring into me right now. That's sick. Like, all right, cool. Like I'm good. Like whatever fucking Coach Pop is on, bro. Whatever attitude he might have, fuck it, whatever. He wants to win. Cool. I got Tim Duncan's got my back. Cool. Like, what promise I got? Let's figure it out. So Tim's such a cool dude, man. He's one of the most interesting people that I've ever met. Definitely a lot. You know, still waters run deep. They say like he's so chill, he's like an onion, bro. Like he's got so many layers to him. Like unless you get around him and hang around him and see how he is, like then you will get it. But he's such a cool, down to earth, humble ass dude, man. That you feel like you need to remind him, like, bro, you know who you are? Like, you're Tim Duncan, right? Like, and he's just like, yeah, like, but whatever. I'm just Tim. I'm Timmy, TD. Like, all right, cool. Like, he's just a cool ass dude, man.
I'm assuming you like had to guard him in practice and stuff. Like what made
Oh,
it
yeah.
difficult to like cover Tim Duncan?
So, like, cause everything he is for everything. So, all right, here's like a funny ass story, right? So when I left the Spurs, they signed David West. And Coach Paul called me and was like, "Hey, we're gonna probably sign D West. Like, we'd love to bring you back, but D West was in Indy, bro, making like 12 million a year, and he went to San Antonio for like $1 million. Like I can't compete with that. And so I spent the summer training. I met my boy Jason. We were training like hardcore, like help unlock my game outside of like the role player shit. Like, no, give me the ball. I'm getting buckets. And one of my highlights was I was ready to go back to San Antonio, like to work, because like I would train with Timmy in the offseason. And so, even though I wasn't on the Spurs, he'd always be like, hey, come through. Like we'll come down for like a week or two or whatever. We'll hang out. We'll train all week. We'll do all the cool shit, like whatever. I bet. And I'll never forget, like I worked so hard all summer. And my goal was to come back and like bust his ass. Like last time I was here, Timmy, all I want to do is set screens and dunk and be like a role player. Like, no, I'm here for your neck. And I remember the first time I caught the ball and like faced up, and I was in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to cook him. And then when I faced up, he was just so fucking huge. I'm like, oh shit, like no, whatever move I think is new to me. this motherfucker probably seen 1,000 times already. So like, it's not like I can pull out some new shit that he hasn't guarded, defended against a player that's probably a lot better than me. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing new. He's seen it all. But it was just so much fun, man. Like competing at a high level with him, that it just made me so much better. You respect his shit. Like, it's not like I could really go at him every day. Like, my man's 38. So you got to play. So like, it's not like I can go kill him, but going to practice and like when I had times to do it and seeing how not easy, but like just the control he had over the game. Like, I'm playing hard, I know what moves are coming, and then just realizing like really like not much you can fucking do about it. You're just trying to bother it enough to miss it. It's not like, all right, I'm locking that shit down every single time. No, chill, young fella. Like, usually if I miss, it's because I miss, and because you played good defense. And so just playing against and competing with somebody like that, and then after they'd be like, man, that was fun. Like, shit, let's do it again tomorrow. Like, damn, Timmy, like you're a fiend like that? Like, yeah. Like, he's a fiend like that. He loves training, he loves working out, loves getting better and pushing himself and then competing like with other competitors. And it was just so sick, man, that yeah, I'm gone toe to toe with Timmy. Like, hell fucking yeah. Like, I didn't back down. I wanted to bust his ass.
Another story that you can tell your kids, along with dunking on
um,
Curry. You could be like, I played 1v1 with Tim Duncan. Your dad was
oh,
pretty cool.
yeah, man. Oh, bro, the sickest one-on-ones I had. I was playing ones with Jamal Crawford and Chris Paul. The next year
Mm.
with the Clippers, it was playoff time, and it was after practice, and we all just started playing. The three of us just started playing ones. Like, I'm not doing shit. My practices are short. I'm fresh out of the D League. Like, what's up, boys? Like, I was just in the NBA last year. Like, it ain't like I'm trying to get. What's up, boys? Like, I'm not a bum. Like, I'm gonna bust y'all ass. Blake's not here, but that's cool. Like, let's hoop. And it was the most epic ones like I've ever had. Like, playing Chris Paul and Jamal Crawford and like hanging with them. In my mind, I just want to compete. Like, man, if I get cooked, whatever, but I'm playing against fucking PG or CP3 and J Crossover. Like, what's up? Bro, we played for like an hour. Like, we played like 15 spots. Like, the trainer had to come up to me after, like, yo, don't do that shit again. I'm like, the fuck you mean, bro? Like, we're fucking playing. Like, we're being competitive. He's like, no, sit your ass down, Jeff. Like, these guys have to win playoff games. Like, no, we're not doing that shit. And I'm like, man, fuck all that, bro. Whatever. And I'm fucking talking to CP and crossover after. Like, man, that was some epic ones, bro. They're like, hell yeah, Jeff. Like, damn, Pendy. Like, yo, you cold, bro. Like, the only other person that be fucking with us like that is Blake. Like, when we can play ones like that and it's not just an absolute barbecue session, like, okay. I'm like, yeah, man, pleasure hooping with y'all boys, man. Like, let me know when they yelled at me. I can't do it again, but I'm glad I got some ones in, boys. Like, we were going at it. Like, oh man, it was so much fun. That was some fun shit. Chris Paul with Jamal Crawford, ones. It was sick.
That what's interesting to me is like you go from the Spurs where it's like, talking about the culture, talking about Tim Duncan, like let's not forget
Hmm.
Tony Parker, Manu, Kawhi, like it goes without. I mean, you guys won a championship. Obviously, you had some dogs on that team, but like
Yeah,
going from like the Spurs culture to like now you're in LA, now you're with the Clippers, this like Lob City thing. It seems like they're just all having fun every game from a fan perspective. And I don't mean this in like a negative way, but like it all just seemed very loose in a sense. Like it was just like it was almost like carefree basketball to an extent. You had, Jamal Crawford crossing people up. I always say like to me, like if there's like a 1v1 tournament, like he would be a top 3 pick for me. Like just his
yeah.
like arsenal of moves and being able to shoot from anywhere. But like what was that difference like? Am I accurate in saying that it was like more carefree
Yes.
basketball with the Clippers? But
Yeah.
how do you go from a Spurs team where everything seemed very organized, very almost like military like, again, not in a negative way, but like it was all very like, pop is pop.
Disciplined and
And
regimented. Yeah,
that
disciplined and
perfect.
regimented, bro. Yeah.
You stole the words
So,
from, I mean, you put it better than I did.
so first, all right. So I'll give you my first example, culture shock. Right, first practice, I'm hyped. Like, we're getting ready to start warming up. Right, one is like, Doc's not walking around checking on everybody, seeing how everybody's doing. You know what I mean? Like, strength coach is getting us through the warm up, and all of a sudden, this fucking music comes on, and I'm like, Like, yo, you guys, whose fucking playlist is this right now? Like, yo, turn that shit off, bro. We about to practice. And no, everybody's fucking talking, like we stretching, warming up, fucking whatever hot songs are all right at the time is booming in the fucking practice gym. Whole facility's lit. I'm like, yo, we about to fucking practice. Doc comes in like, all right, guys, let's get ready for the playoffs. No, 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 no. We got the stars over here, other guys over here. Let's get through it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are we doing? Like, y'all, there's a fucking concert going on in here, bro. We at the club right now. And that's just how that shit was. I'm like, yo, this shit is different, bro. Like, that shit is dead, not like dead quiet, but, San Antonio, bro, you call Pop walking around, talking to everybody. You're hearing people having conversations, catching up and shit. And then it's like, all right, once the whistle blows and it's warm up time, bro, it's fucking go. Like, there's no, all right, let's ease into it, guys. Hope you're ready. No, fuck that. Coach Pop, man, no, let's go. And Timmy, no, let's go. It's go time. So like it was almost like it was for sure a culture shock. And what added salt to the wound was that the year before, my last year in San Antonio, we lost to the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs. And it was an incredible series. I think we went to 7. Like Chris had some miraculous shot hit over Timmy to win the fucking game. And I'm like, no fucking way, bro. I'm like, I'm trying to win the 2 in a row. Like we were balling. I'm like, there's no way. We're killing. Oh man, and then to go to the next year and see like really how that whole culture was there, it was such a sharp. I was so pissed. I'm like, there's no way these fucking fools beat us, bro. There's no way. We're such a team. We're such a unit. Like, there's no way that these dudes beat the Spurs. There's no fucking way. And then the basketball guys didn't have it in for us that dog. We didn't have the luck. Like Coach Pop always would tell us, like, you need to have luck too. Like, that's a big part of it. The healthiest team and the luckiest teams are the ones that usually win championships. So like, fuck, we were a little healthy. We just didn't have the luck. And but it burned. That stung, man. When I got there and saw how that shit, I was ready to see like, shit, what's better than the Spurs? Like y'all beat us. Like, cool, Doc. Man, I know you won with the Boston Celtics. Like maybe you're on the same level as Coach Pop. I just don't know. And I got there and saw how everything was going. I was like, oh, fuck, what? Y'all got lucky. y'all got lucky. There's no way y'all should have beat us. And so it was just, all right. You just come to terms, bro, with shit like that. You get lucky sometimes.
That is true. Like, I think luck is one of those things that doesn't get talked about a lot because, like, you can't prepare for luck. You can't you could maybe influence it in a way. Like, if you're putting yourself in the right rooms, if you're putting yourself out there, then you're giving yourself more opportunities to be lucky. But you can't predict it. So,
Mm-mm.
I remember on Twitter, this one entrepreneur was doing like a Q&A and somebody asked him like the role of luck in success in business. And he said, well, like, I don't really like to talk about luck. And they're like, oh, why? Like, you clearly got very lucky. And he was like, well, because if I tell the younger generation that I just got lucky and built all this through luck, then how am I motivating them to go and actually try themselves? And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of similar with basketball. Like, if I were to ask you, Jeff, like, how did you make it to the NBA? And you're just like, oh, I just got lucky. Then, like, the younger generation is kind of going to look at that and be like, well, I mean, if you just got lucky, then, like, why am I working hard? Why am I doing all these
Right.
things? Like, right. Like, it's almost like the wrong message to send. So I always think about that too. And I'm like, I wonder why people don't talk about luck enough. Maybe that's one of the reasons. Cause like we all understand that it happens and that you get lucky, but like, okay, cool. Like you guys lost to the Clippers, because, you got lucky, but like how is because they got lucky, but like, how is that going to help? Like if you had stayed with the Spurs that following year, like, how is that going to help you guys win? If like Pop just came in and was like, for example, like the Ray Allen story, right? If Pop just walked in and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, Ray Allen just hit a lucky shot, or like, the ball just bounced the right way and Ray Allen shot it, like it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really help. But like Pop was like, oh, here are 15 plays that like would have ended the game and would have won the game if we just did things differently, and Ray Allen's shot never would have mattered. So like that, and that's why I love that perspective as well, because it negates that luck, right? Like it negates the
Yeah.
importance of that luck. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. It takes away some of the power of it where it's not like you
Right,
don't have to get lucky on one play. Like
right.
usually it's a collection of a couple fuck ups that lead to some one lucky play happening. That's why, as the one side, you don't want to put so much emphasis on it, just want to play the best you can. And the other side is you want to play the best you can. So in case somebody fucks up, like you can take advantage of them being lazy, and now you got a chance to get lucky and give yourself a shot. But like, I think you need both. If you just say, oh, you just work super hard all the time, it'll work out for you. That's partially true. But like, what happens when you do all that and it doesn't work? That's like where you could say, well, if somebody got lucky, like you could do everything right and still not get the outcome you want. And like people get terrified of saying that because that is disheartening. Like you tell me I put years into this shit and it might not work out. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think life is, bro? Like that's how life is. You can put a bunch of time in the wrong relationship and fuck your whole life up. You can put all this effort into something else and then not pan out. Like, what do you do? Like you gotta figure out how to survive that shit. That's like why sports is such a good teacher for life lessons. Like you learn that stuff playing sports versus learning it in life, where the stakes are so much higher. The losses hit way more. In the games, the wins aren't as big. You know what I mean? Like you make it through a day, that's a dub. But if you're not thinking like that, you're like, nothing bad happened today. But if like, nah, I'm blessed, I'm lucky, like, but I'm gonna take advantage of it. I'm gonna work hard. So when more things come my way, I'm ready. Or when adversity comes, I'm not freaking out about it because it's not, something I did. I know if I work hard every day, whatever else happens is like out of my hands. And it gives you such a more power over your life, man, versus just betting it on luck or not trying hard at all because you just, the chances you winning are not high. The chances of winning the lottery are low, but that shit goes up to $1 billion and everybody fucking playing. Like, but if you don't play, you can't win. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, man. And that's some shit that stuck with me since I was a kid. Like,
Right there. That's what that is right there.
the,
That's what
the,
that
the,
poster
yeah,
is. That's the Wayne
yeah,
Gretzky
see,
right
I
there.
can't even see it, bro, but that's it right there.
Yeah.
Like, you missed them
Yeah.
shits, bro. And so, like, understanding that, man, somebody gonna make fun of me for failing, bro. Whatever. I don't respect you enough. Like, if you didn't even bother trying, you know what I mean? Like, at least I went for it. The fuck you did? You just sat here and
Yeah.
watched. That's like
Yeah.
people got opinions about sports, bro. Like, unless you've been on the battlefield where I've been, like, what the fuck does your opinion really mean? Like, you're just a fan. Like, respectfully, if you can be a lifelong fan, and that's cool. Like, but you ain't a competitor. Like you ain't shared that battlefield with me. Like people can't go around talking about wars that soldiers have fought in if they ain't been in a war themselves. But people can talk shit about athletes when they ain't fucking barely made their JV squad in high school, but you're an authority. Like this shit is wild to me. But
So I think it's a really good point, man. And that's why, like, even if you look through my content, like I never, I, I, I like to think that I stay away from giving any sort of opinion on a player. Like a lot of times, like I'll give out a stat. I'll be like, hey, LaMarcus Aldridge averaged 23 and 11 this year. That's really impressive. That's awesome. But like, I'll never be like, oh, he could have done more. Or like, if he just added this to his game, he could have averaged 28 and 13. Right. Like, I didn't play in the NBA, man. Like, I don't know. But that's why, like, whenever I have any athlete on this show, that's why, like, I'm so interested in your perspective. Cause, like, to your point, you were the guy on the battlefield. You played against Tim Duncan. Like, you played him one-on-one. You played with Kawhi. You played with PG. Like, you played against LeBron. That's why I want to hear your perspective as someone who was there, who was in those meetings, game planning for
yeah,
these guys, right? Like working out with them, practicing with them, literally playing one-on-one with them. Like that's why I'm interested in your perspective. A lot of the guys in sports media, to your point, not a lot, but essentially all of them, they give out these opinions that are based on statistics, they're based on facts. And I'd argue like there is some room for that. Like, yeah, stats are fine, like advanced stats, all those things, they play a role. But like you didn't play against them. Like, how are you gonna tell me like that Brandon Roy was worse than James Harden, for example, or like, like you get me, like you start into like those comparisons. It's like, dude, like I don't know. I never play against those guys. Like I want to ask someone who played against them. Like,
right.
what was different between, Brandon Roy and James Harden, like Kawhi Leonard and like Manu, like how were their games different? Like what did they do different? Like how, like all those things, like CP3, I was literally about to ask you, like CP3 and Tony Parker, 2 point
Yeah,
guards that defined the 2000s and like the early 2010s, like 2 point guards that were like top of their game, two of the best point guards in the league. What was different about them? Like what made them so unique? Like, you played with Parker, you played with CP3. Like, how was their approach different to the game? Like, right, like all those questions. By the way, I'm going to ask you those questions, so prepare an
All
answer.
right, I'll prep for it.
But like that's my point. Is like like I'm a fan. Like to your point, I'm a lifelong fan. You literally just described me. Like I've been watching basketball since like 2001, maybe when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So like I've watched the game. I played. I was in AAU in my young days. Like
Hmm.
I could, I was known as the big man. Like I was a young Jokic. I like to say. I was out there, but yeah, man, it's a lot of people get real carefree with their opinions, and I think I'm gonna just end it with that. Kind of end my rant with all that. So I'm glad you brought that. But CP3 and Parker. Now that I alluded to it, you played with those guys. What was unique
Hmm.
about them? Like, how did they differ? Not just on the court, but maybe off the court as well.
um, so like they both were like elite floor generals. One wasn't as like demonstrative and like commanding as the other. Like CP is really more hands on and like direct flow control of the game and the offense and everything. Tony is like, all right, what are we doing, Pop? Like, all right, we're doing it. And Tony's doing his game like within the system. And Chris is like trying to like define the system, if that makes sense. And so, but like they're both generals, bro. Like we both been in timeouts for both teams where like Tony is sitting in Pop's chair going through the whole timeout, telling us what we need to do, what this is, what that is, and all that. And then like he looks up and like he's about to get up, Pop like sits him back down, like, no, you got it. Like, go ahead, Tony. Like, shit, I ain't got shit to say. You said everything perfect. Cool. You know what I mean? I seen Chris Paul do the shit. Like, get the board out of Doc's hand and start drawing some shit. Like, or hey, y'all need to cut this, do that. Like, look for this. Hey, Blake, or DJ, I'm gonna have the ball. Like, JJ, you're coming off, but DJ, look for the ball. Like, they're doing this to JJ. You're wide open. I'm gonna get you a dog, big fella. And da 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 da. And then boom, watch it happen in real time. Like, they're both so hands on with their team and like know their personnel. Like, they're elite point guards, bro. They know how to get their buckets. They also know how to make their teammates be successful and, execute what the coach wants to do. So, how they went about it was slightly different, but once you get to that level, man, there's way more similarities than there are discrepancies. And that's why those two had epic battles, man, for years as two top point guards in the league, for sure in the Western Conference. You know what I mean? Like they're both leading high level franchises, wherever they went. I mean, Tony's pretty much stayed in San Antonio his whole career until that last year in Charlotte. But, everywhere Chris CP went, like he helped the Hornets, be up there. Like when he went to the Rockets, like even the Lakers, like bro, all these places, that CP3 is gone. The Clippers, like he took them to that Lob City shit's cousin him, you know? Like he's made his impact everywhere he's gone as like as elite point guard.
I do think like rings culture to an extent, like social media too. And I think social media has kind of fed into like the whole rings culture aspect of it, where if a player doesn't win a ring, they're like viewed, they're almost underrated, right? Like CP3
Yeah.
is a guy that like I think of, like obviously never won a championship, but like
Hmm.
arguably, one of the best point guards of all time. Like you
Yeah.
could probably put him like top 3, top 5 for sure. Like so like just like I think of like James Harden even. I mean, now he's towards the later end of his career, but like he never won a ring, but in terms of like all-time shooting guards, like what James Harden was doing during his MVP year in like the late like
Yeah, he's a
2010s,
Hall of
wild.
Famer, bro. Like he's a Hall of
Yeah.
Famer. Like he's one of the
Yeah.
last players since Shaq that like made the league change rules to how they could guard him and referee him. Like he made the league
Yeah.
adjust to him. Everybody else
Yeah.
adjusts to rules. James changed the shit. Like, nah, y'all getting tired of me getting all these damn free throws and fouls. Y'all better fix the rules. And that's exactly what they did.
Dude, I still remember like watching teams literally like guard him at the hip. Like they would give him a wide open lane to the basket because they were so scared of his step back and him shooting
Hmm.
threes. Like
Yep.
I've never seen that before in my life. I was like, what are they doing? Like they're here, just take it. Just go to the lane. Like I'd much rather live with a 2 versus you doing your step back 3. I
Step back, strong fouls. Bro, people
yeah.
are playing them defense with their hands behind their back. Their hands behind their back.
Yeah.
Like Because if you reach, bro, you reach to steal the ball, bro. Every single time, like Coach Pop would preach that shit. He'd be like, Danny, if you fucking reach, I'm taking you outside of the fucking game. Like, nobody reach on James Harden's fucking step through, sweep through shit. You're not fucking stealing the ball in the Euro or anything. He's going to get a fucking foul, and I'm going to sit your ass down. Kid you not, bro. It'll be fucking first 30 seconds of the game, first minute of the game. Let that shit happen. Timeout, motherfuckers are sitting for the whole half. I've seen Danny Green sit for the whole half because he fucked up. Like, there was nothing you could do. It was almost automatic. As soon as you stuck your hand out, he saw that shit. He's there. And then he drawing the foul and ones. And then what? Now you in foul trouble. He's fucking cooking. Then now you playing off of him. Now the step back, crack. Like, there was nothing you could do. So guys, I remember Danny playing with his hands behind his back, like trying to stop his feet. Like, I'm not fouling him at all. Like, as a defender, bro, that's a tough guard right there. You got a player like that. So it's crazy that he's almost played 100 games, won 100 playoff games, and not won a championship. But my man's got a gold medal. You know what I mean? Like, he got an MVP award. Like, what else has he? That's the only thing that's missing.
Yeah, no, I think just because he hasn't won a ring, I think people, it's the same thing with like Charles Barkley, right? Like, people forget how dominant Barkley was, but like, he never won a ring, and that was largely because of Michael Jordan. And it's like, listen, no shame in losing to MJ. Like that, that's,
a lot of people didn't win because of MJ, dude.
Right,
like, a lot.
Right. There's an argument that like Hakeem doesn't win if like MJ doesn't retire, right? Because like, MJ goes to baseball and then Hakeem wins, the title with the Rockets. But like, maybe if MJ never retired to baseball or went to baseball, maybe we're talking about Hakeem in that same like ringless bunch. So I don't know.
Chuck.
There's a bunch of what ifs. Yeah, bunch of what ifs. Jeff, man, you have given us almost 2 hours of your time. This has been so awesome, man. You,
my headphones are about to die. I got a little notice, like,
no, I gotta let you go. This has been one of my favorite interviews, man. Like, I grew up on basketball, so the NBA is always like near and dear. Like, being able to interview someone like you who played in the league and gave us so many amazing stories, perspectives. Talked a little bit about your own journey and kind of how you handled some adversity, man. This is all a podcaster could ever dream of, man. This has been awesome, Jeff. Thanks so much for your time, man.
Nah, Nick, I appreciate you having me on, brother. Like, just reaching out, asking, for my opinion, and just to, take up a couple hours of your time too, man. It's just chat with the old guy, man. I appreciate it, bro. Give me a voice and a platform to share these cool stories and experiences.
Of course, man. Yeah. Real quick before we jump off, where can people find you and more of your stuff?
Man, I don't have too much, bro, but Instagram, Jeff Ayres 1912. I got my LinkedIn profile. I got same as Jeff Ayres 1912, my TikTok, but I don't really be on like social media like that, man. I'm working on this being retired. This is my first season of being out, man. And so working on this post basketball life, getting into broadcasting and helping some people get into real estate, brother. That's where I'm at right now, man. So if anybody's interested, man, come just send me a follow. I'm pretty cool. It ain't no life changing content, but man, it'd be vibed out.
Love it, man. Yeah, wait, we even get to talk about like your overseas stuff and those experiences.
Oh my gosh, bro, you gotta have a part 2, bro. Even if it's just you and I sitting here talking, bro, because the overseas stuff is sick. Like Japan, China, Russia, Turkey, like Bahrain, Dominican Republic, Mexico, bro. I won a championship in Mexico. That shit was sick. It's sick, bro. Like, it ain't an NBA championship, but bro, it was so lit. Like, the whole story behind it, what was going on, like, it was insane. It's like a fucking movie. How it all went down, bro. It was sick.
Listen, not that I needed convincing, but you've definitely convinced me now. I'm bringing you back on for a part 2, man. We'll get it scheduled. And we already promised the people, if you made it this far, then you know a part 2 is coming. So now we got to do it. Now we signed a contract. We got to come back for part 2, man. Jeff, thanks so much for your time, man. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you, Nick. You too, brother.